Disclaimer, I am in no way affiliated with Avatar: The Last Airbender or any of their franchises. This is a video purely for your guys' entertainment.
Water. Earth. Fire. Air.
Yo, are we dead ass right now? You know damn well this is my video and I can't bend shit but backs. Keep playing with me and I'm on my way to your girl's house expeditiously. Hurry up with my motherfucking boomerang.
My fault, here's the preview.
Special attack! Firebird Star!
I'm glad you think this is a game, funny boy. You best get to that intro or my threat will become a promise.
You can't talk to people like that. Anyways, let's get to the video. So you obviously seen Avatar, right? You obviously know why you clicked on this video, right? You obviously want to see a boomerang, right?
Let's beat it!
Pop quiz. I'm gonna need you to tell me what you notice about this next scene. What specifically about the boomerang?
The guy with the boomerang. I didn't ask for all this flying and magic.
What he used right there was a steel boomerang, not something 3D printed. So therefore, we're gonna have to take our own drawings and put them on some type of metal and trace it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. The power of friendship. Some of the best artists use reference photos, and I do the same. It's the same thing. This is a form of art, and you guys are gonna see mines.
Hi, how are you?
Using CAD or computer-aided design, I came up with this basic shape, rough draft type thing, so that way I can figure out what I want to do on this piece of metal. Now, my original piece was this 1/8 mild steel, but it seems like I would have needed 2 pieces and I would have had to weld it, and I already did that in my Gurren Lagann video, and I learned my lesson from that. So therefore, we're going with this size. I remember back in high school, we had like the teacher showing us how to take out our templates from the computer, and I knew what I was doing, but I haven't done it in so many years. So it came out in 2 pieces, but that's okay, man. You always learn something new when you fuck up. The more fuck ups you make, the better your life will be. Gandhi. But the fix for this was easy. I just put some glue on it and then I lined the lines up together and I just slapped it on there, just pow. So after cutting out the actual general shape of it, it's time to cut the piece of metal into a smaller piece that I can work with. Working with too big of a piece is a pain in the buttocks, pain in the arse, pain in the motherfucking butthole, baby. Using the remains of my enemies, I created an outline for this new weapon of my Animake collection. Using these center punches that I may or may not have gotten off of Temu, the wholesale gods, I poked some holes in the middle so I can get these holes in.
I poked a hole in my juice box.
Using a small drill bit, I drilled a small pilot hole in for the stepper bit to go. And this is the stepper bit. I also got this off of Temu. Wait, no, this is my dad. I bought some off of Temu, but I stole his.
Oh yeah!
So making these holes, this is my first time actually using this drill bit. I've always seen them. And you know, every time I make a new video, I always learn something new. It's like, fuck, I can't speak. It's like unlocking something in a video game. That shit is just, it unlocks something, man. Gets me excited, man. Dude, I gotta chill out. My mom watches these videos. Okay, you guys notice how I'm going outside the red outline to cut this out? I gotta go outside the lines, right? So all I wanna say is fuck you to my 9th grade teacher talking about, oh, I write my letters backwards. I did that shit like 2 times and she asked me if I was in a special class. Man, fuck her. No, because actually, why would she say some shit like that?
Earth.
I ain't gonna lie, something that I find pretty cool is it looks like I'm firebending in order to make SOKKAS Boomerang. It's just so on target. It's so cool. I'm just kidding. I ain't mean it. Bro, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Wowzers.
Pay attention for this part. It's pretty interesting, pretty intricate work. We gotta shape the blade. We gotta curve it. We gotta get it curvy just like your mama on a Saturday night going out to the Chick-fil-A bar with me. Just kidding. I'm married. Pull up and I'm shooting off the skis. Look, we both get it. My raps are fire. My rap album coming out on, let me say, November 40th, coming out at 1 a.m. to 1 a.m., 6 to 7 p.m. You can buy it. After that, you can't get it no more. It's out of stock, out of stores. But as you see here, I'm using diagonal cuts to kind of shape out the blade without actually cutting into what is going to be that curvature, because that I'm just going to end up grinding out. Now again, same thing with this side. We're cutting out all the red parts. This is a cutoff wheel and this is a grinding wheel. It's like 24 grit and it's a lot thicker than that cutoff wheel. So that's how I'm able to actually shape these blades out, by just moving back and forth, just sliding over it. It's around 45 minutes before I have to go to work. But I just want to tell you about this next section. I accidentally cut the blade with that like cutoff wheel and I made a nick inside the blade. So that means there's a little section that I'm gonna have to weld. I'm gonna have to just put in some filler metal, almost like I'm repairing a tooth. My boomerang has a cavity and I'm repairing the cavity with weld. All right, so here's the actual nick in my dookie piece of metal, and boom. All I gotta do is add a little bit of weld, and now you see that there's an excess amount of metal that I can just grind down and make it all flat again. Now it's time to remove material. We have that excess piece that I just had, and now I need to clean off the actual blade itself from the rust. And while the grinder may clean off a lot of it, it also leaves a little bit of a bumpy texture. Nothing you can see through the eye, but you can feel. So next I have to go on the belt sander and take it back and forth, and that will smooth it out and give me a flat piece to work with. This is called planing your workpiece. Now, if you look at SOKKAS Boomerang, the blade that comes from here all the way through here is the same height. It's the same type of bevel going through all the way here. But when we get right here, the bevel seems to come up into like an arc. I've never done that before, but I'm sure I can do it with the grinder. Well, I'm not sure. I've seen someone do it in a YouTube video. So hopefully I can do the same thing. But other than that, we're gonna put those blades on. It's coming out pretty okay so far. So what a bevel is starting from the flat part. It goes down the slope all the way to the edge of the blade where the sharp part is. So what I'm doing here is marking where the flat part I want to end, so that way I could bring it out and to be the edge. I'm marking it using 2 points that are around maybe half. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was like half an inch, maybe a little less. And that's the point I need to grind down from. I wanted to learn how to make bevels using a grinder, so this is me learning a new technique. As you can see, I'm looking back and forth and going slow and taking long strokes, trying not to mess it up.
Okay, long strokes with the grain.
Not too long. You're doing it wrong.
This is what a raw bevel looks like. And this is what happens when I clean it up after. So what I mean by cleaning it up, I'm using my belt sander to do the same thing we did when we were planing the blade, was getting out all the high spots, any of the rough spots. And we're gonna do that and sharpen it a little bit. As you can see, sexy. Now that we actually have our edge on our blade, it's time to make that blade sharp. So this is a whetstone used for sharpening blades. And I also used a regular kitchen sharpener I got from Family Dollar. But hey, they always worked on my kitchen knives and my swords, so I'm not complaining. Now let's do a little bit of detail work. You know that little notch he has on his blade? A little notch he used. What the fuck does he use that for? Maybe it's like cutting rope or something. I really don't know what the notch is for, but it's there. Maybe it's just like a water tribe decoration. I really don't know. But anyways, I'm putting tape on the blade, taping it up, getting ready for a paint job. Because guess what? It needs to be painted. And guess who's gonna paint it? Animake! I picked this like baby blue color because it reminds me of a cartoon. It's like very cartoonish blue. So that's my detail choice for that one. It's not perfect to what the show is, but it's close enough. You know what it is. When I was taping, I was definitely having trouble getting taped over this curved part, so I'm just using a wipe to wipe off any of the paint that got on there. But if you know how to tape up curved objects like that, let me know in the comments. But now we have one side done, and I'm gonna just paint the other side off camera to save you guys some time. Time for the clear coat. The clear coat protects the blade from getting any paint chipped off. And this is my first time actually using a clear coat on my project, so I was pretty hyped to use it. I also bought it because I'm doing the Cursed Tool Playful Cloud. Now that the paint and clear coat are finished, it's time to take the tape off the boomerang and start exposing that blade. Start getting that shiny part. Start making it really see why we're here. Start seeing that beautiful blade. And now finally, after all the hard work, we finally have it in hand. SOKKAS Boomerang. And after going back and looking at the raw piece of metal we use, you can see the difference immediately. It is magical. Now it's time for the part a lot of people have been probably waiting for since the beginning of the video. The test. So you remember the beginning when we had him chop that ice and we were seeing him chop the ice up on his feet?
Just a guy with a boomerang. I didn't ask for all this flying and magic.
I think we test if that's really plausible. Let's start off with that. Ice. Excuse me. Double ice. So I got both of the things of ice out. And she's making chicken. Take one. Yeah. That's actually really effective. I was not expecting that. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like those Japanese guys, you know what I'm talking about? The guys who like do the ice for the drinks. So if you ever freeze your feet to the ground, make sure you call the guy with the real SOKKAS boomerang.
Hey, Auntie. You okay? Yeah, I'm out here cutting ice.
I'm gonna hurt you. Little grandson. Out here with this homemade boomerang, but I'm cutting ice. This nigga trying to make a snow cone.
He doesn't only use it just for getting ice off his feet. He uses it for a multitude of other things. Some of those things include harvesting foods that he can eat. He cuts up, random veggies or random plants that are growing up.
Sokka, wait! You shouldn't be eating strange plants.
Drink cactus juice. It'll quench you.
Let's see if our boomerang can go through the same type of foods. 2 potatoes. Number 3, pumpkin squash. Right through the stem. The blade should. There we go. Brains. Ugh. Now that the part we're all really here for. We know it can go through anything like ice and foods, but how does it throw? So I got this piece from the apartment I was working on. As I was explaining, this is a piece of cement board from the apartment I was working on. This is a good test, something that will stick into. I used it on this frame I already had. And I also drew a flame on here. Throw 1 was a miss. But throw 2, on the other hand, was a success. Seems like the sidearm works better, but that piece is plus. That shit is so cool. What you say? Huh? Ha! Loser! The sidearm works good. Here, let me show you what this thing looks like, because this shit is fucking crazy. Nigga, that's Fire Lord Ozai. That's Fire Lord Ozai, right? Oh, fuck! Don't fall with a boomerang. That might be me. Fuck for Fire Lord Ozai. Fucking beautiful, mate. This right here is Durock for like tile flooring. I bet you didn't know you can use this thing as an axe too. It's just so resourceful. The sideways is so smooth. Dude, I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. Do that one with a little bit of force. Show you guys the penetration that we're getting. See all that? I'm gonna make a short where I test this out in like open field, where I can see how far it actually goes. But I just don't have the time. I was already sick, and this video got delayed, so we work with what we could get. Fire Lord is still dead either way. In fact, I used to throw knives. You used to walk in my room, there used to be like a wall of knives. Like you walk in, you're like, what the fuck? I had so many friends come over and look at me differently when they left that room. My goodness. Dude, check this fucking out. Perfect, baby. Oh my God, perfect, baby. Don't mind that. You know you have to get that now, right?
You lost it? You don't have your phone? Why don't you throw it right there?
Well, hello there. Thank you for watching the video. You know, this is the end now. I got a few little updates, so just stick around real quick. It's almost done, I promise. Number one, we have way more videos coming out. This is still a new channel, so make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. It really helps the algorithm push. And, you know, this is definitely a better quality than some of my other videos, but go watch the past ones, too. Number two, we're bringing back our board to show, like, what class of weapons it is. So there's, like, S tier, A tier, B tier, like, going through a tier list type thing. So you guys get to pick out the tiers in the comments. I'll leave the actual tier board right here. This is an old version that needs an update, but take a look real quick. Number three, that's a one. Number three, we now have a Patreon open. So the link is in the description. I'll also leave it in the comments. It's like $5. We're only going to start off at one tier, but I'm probably going to move it up. Like, I'm probably going to have different tiers later on, but just to get it out there right now, it's going to be like $5. And you get to see what I'm doing every day. You get to interact with projects, help me with programming, help me with mechanic design if you want to help with that. So, you know, you're not obligated to, but if you want to. Number four, Usopp's Slingshot video is coming out extremely soon, within the next 1, 2, 3, 4 days. I don't know. I have all the footage. I have most of the footage. I got to do a little bit more tests, and then everything will be done with that. And you'll have that video as well. Number five, thank you for watching to the end. Love you guys. Peace. I almost forgot. Make sure you follow Comical Senjuko. Oh my God, I can't speak. Comical Senjuko. He's at 400 right now. Let's get him up. If this video goes well, maybe he could get some more subscribers too. He does animations. He does like animated story times and stuff. But he's really on his YouTube grind as well, just like I am. So, and he's like my best friend. So there's that. We're going to be content creators together. Peace.